Hello, and welcome to another installment of Luna's Art Archive project. Today we are in a manor of Irolosi, owned by me. Well, it's owned by my alt. I am the Bad Wolf, and this is one of my personal houses I actually made for myself. One of the very few. So, soon after after I made the turtle lair for Rat Bill, I decided that this idea popped into my head about this house, and I had to make it. And it actually is one of my fastest houses I've ever made. Like, the ideas were just pouring out. So I got this done in like a couple months actually, which if you know me if you know me, then that's pretty crazy. So anyhow, this house is called Metaphorically Speaking. The idea came to me one day to make metaphors literal. And I made it a game. So if you would like to play the game and go through and find the metaphors on your own and figure out what they are, you can enter the house. It's owned by I Am the Bad Wolf, Manners of Eurology on the Skyfire server. And yeah, and there's a book and it explains the rules. You can play it. Or if you don't care about all that, you can watch the video and I'm going to give away all the answers. So, to start with, yes, this is a manner of Eurology, but of course, I had to I don't like big front rooms. I prefer, unless it's like a bar or something like that, I do prefer the hallway. And of course, this is after, I stepped up my game with the Ratville house. And so now I'm starting to get the molding and the baseboards and the crown molding. It's starting, I'm really starting to get that niche of mine that I enjoy so much. The front door, I left the door how it was, but I covered it up with these tiles a little bit just to kind of, because it's a rounded door. And yeah, for some reason, the whole sandstone, the talonite carved tiles, the redwood coloring, it kind of kept going through the whole house. I'm not sure. It was when the love of brown first started, I guess. So on this little chair here is the book that explains all the rules. I'm not gonna go over that. So these little guys are actually shields, and they're sunk in. Of course, the mannequins are hidden. There's a picture frame around it, and then there's a little lantern hanging out of their mouths. I thought that was kind of a cute idea. So right away here in the hallway is our first metaphor. So we go in here, which again, I lined the door frame again, and we have skeletons in the closet. So I saw somebody else do this, putting the hooks so that the cloaks hang off the hooks again. That, this is me starting those little details and things like that. So yeah, and of course those are mannequins just sunk in there. And whatnot. So, okay, so skeletons in the closet, first metaphor. Continuing down the hallway, got a picture there, just trying to add a little decor here and there, more detail. All right, so we're in the bedroom. That actually is covering up the back of a mannequin. That's the only reason it's there, if you want to know. And like, this floor was being a pain. I couldn't use this rug stuff over here, so ta-da, here we go. So the first metaphor in here, we have a poem. It's hold on, I'm gonna have to turn on my interface. Uh, I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night, and so night has fallen off the sign. Trying to come up with some of these was difficult. I had originally was gonna get a Starry Night square and like have that fall somehow, but then I found this quote online and figured that this was a better way to go about it. Over here is a fish tank, an oddly shaped fish tank actually, and I don't have front. This is when I started not putting the water in the front, because you can't really see inside there if you have the water in the front. So, just a different kind of fish tank. I'd never made something like this before. And she is jumping the shark. Now, I've discovered after the fact that not everybody knows what jumping the shark is. So when a TV show is like been around for a long time, and they're losing viewers, so they do something really stupid to try to bring viewers back, but ends up just backfiring. It was really stupid. It's called Jumping the Shark, because Fonzie from Happy Days literally jumped over a tank, or jumped, I think it was a tank of sharks on water skis for one of their episodes towards the end. So that's where that came from. So jumping the shark is the next metaphor in here. So just got some candles and curtains, whatever, art piece up here. I think that's a shield. No, that might actually just be a thing. So over here we have my sleeping girl, like I usually, with the bed going over. This was the hardest bed I have ever built. Okay, so this is a blanket of stars. These are star ornaments sticking out from here, and so it's a blanket of stars, but they attach to the ceiling. So what I had to do was I placed bottles down below how the arrangement, how I wanted it. So I lifted everything up, had the bottles, and then, because here's the thing, when you stuff that hits on the ceiling, you can't go up and down with it. So then I had to put a tile really low to the ground, crouch down, get under there, and then place the stars matched up to the bottles down below, and then flip them up. And so, ta-da! This is what we ended up with. So, blanket of stars, and then. So this thing coming out of her head is supposed to be a thought bubble. And best I could do, it's just a very clear glass jar. And of course, she's having sweet dreams. Dreaming about candy. So there's two metaphors right there: sweet dreams and the blanket of stars. But this, as far as gaudy as the blanket is, this is my favorite bed with these chairs. I'm probably gonna build something like this for Walnut in her room in the C-Team house. So again, starting with the baseboards and stuff, this is the house that I really, really started doing all that, adding those little details and stuff. So, all right, into this room, we have Rugrats as the next one. This rug, was, again, when I said the ideas just came and came and came, like I just was like, oh, how pretty would it be to take these furs and just like make a beautiful big rug with them. And so that's what I did. And then I added the rats for the Rugrats. So my favorite lamp, but I decorated it up a little bit. I was trying to pull a rat bill here and make sure that all of my lights had something that they were hanging off of. So coming over here, I love this fireplace. So it's actually, a real fireplace, and it has two fireplaces on top of each other to kind of give it this kind of look. There's mannequins up here for these crisscrossed, and these are the backs of paintings, actually. So, got this whole look, and I kept with the twined theme. And so over here we got a couple metaphors. This is where I started my love of the cedar furniture with the redwood. Oh, I love it. I will use that combination forever and ever and ever. So, first thing, it says, in case it wasn't obvious, this is supposed to be a potato. And yeah, I was having quite the time trying to get a potato, but yes, that is obviously a couch potato. Second couch I ever built, because the first ones were in the Rat Bill house, and so I was pretty happy how this turned out. I gave it that little detail. I've used that detail. You probably saw it in the that HHE house where I built that machine that changed the holidays. So, and then over here we have a bride, of course, and her feet is in snowballs because she has cold feet. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yeah. And then here I am again, giving it a little bit of detail down at the bottom, whatever. So here's some of my favorite things that I put out just to look pretty. And we have this gal over here, and I think I called that bottled anger or bottled up anger. Hold on, let's see. Okay, easy mode. We're in the living room. Yeah, bottled up anger. So she's a very angry little gnome. Does not like being inside the bottle. So yeah, bottle the finger. And this chest is actually a chest I built. Trying to keep with the theme, the redwood and whatnot. And so this is where I started with those paintings that I love so much. So yeah. All right. So next metaphor over here. This is an idea. This is an idea. And it was shot down. He shot down the idea. So you can't have house actors holding weapons. Like there's no, you can't brandish weapons with house actors. So I just have him crouching and I have a house item that fits right there. So that's why it looks a little different. So yeah, so he shot down the idea. He's a cute little guy. So we come over here and this poor, poor, poor broken heart. Let's come back up like this. See, it's got a crack in it, and he's mending the broken heart. What a good guy. So, and very similar to the desk I built inside the Paladin's sanctuary with the same material, somewhat the same materials, and because I love that combination, and I'll use it forever and ever. I love these lights. They're picture frames, and then shields, and then flowers, and then I believe there are candles or something back there. So just to add a little bit more detail. So, all right, moving right along. Most of the house is cut off. You can't get upstairs or downstairs. Okay, so over here, this floor is made out of tables, and these squares, I think it's like the Talonite insignia tiles, and it's just 4 of them. This is their corners. They come to the corner here, and then I covered up the insignia with the table. Guildhall door, and I love this little dish thing. It doesn't have any metaphors in it, but again, it's the redwood and the dark wood mixture that I love so much. I created it out of that same bench that I used, or the same shelf that I used as benches in Feomar's house. So yeah. Okay, so when I said that Feomar's kitchen was my favorite kitchen, I lied. This is my favorite kitchen that I have ever created. Got my fridge over here. Just a simple little fridge. And so then we got another metaphor right here. This is rolling. And rolling is in dough, which is made out of a mushroom. And I made my own rolling pin out of a column and some, what are those called? Pawns. So, yep, rolling in dough. There you go. That's, and then of course, keeping with the same theme of the cedar and the redwood and the dark wood, and I love it. It's my favorite. And so here we go. This is my favorite part ever. This lattice work is a whole bunch of rhodium bands placed in certain ways to look like they are woven. And so I watch cookie decorating videos before I go to sleep. And I was watching these ones that did that. It was like they made a woven basket out of frosting, and I'm like, that wouldn't be too hard to do. And so, bam, there you go. Same cabinets that I used in Vulcan's house, but I added the handles this time, so they're just beer mugs. And we got my baseboard that I love, and my fanciest oven to date. So, I forget what the orange thing, the redwood thing is there, but yeah, it's got all sorts of knobs, all sorts of fancy schmancy accoutrements. And this guy is boiling mad. So we have yet another angry gnome, and he's in that boiling pot of water, which I have a bubbler in there to make it try to look like it's boiling. And there we go. And so the sink, I've seen somebody else use these for sinks, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. And so, yeah, there we go. Just a little sink, basket of eggs. And then my windows do not have glass in them because I did not like the look of the glass, so we just pretend that there's glass there. So these two over here, she's got eyes that are big as saucers, except that her eyes are saucers. I should have put pupils on there. That would have made better. But they're actually made out of saucers. And this guy's got 2 things going on. He's got food for thought and an apple of his eye. She must be the apple of his eye, right? You know, so there's an apple in his eye and then food for thought. Everybody misses the apple eye guy. So yeah. So again, here I am experimenting with different textures, and so that's why this is my favorite kitchen. That's actually a candle up there. So then this is all a built room. I built it, and then because you know it usually comes out onto the balcony. I put this up. I didn't want people coming over here because it's not finished over here. It kind of looks gross, but you know you can't really tell, and there's nothing over here either. So whatever. Anyways, here's a loose cannon. There's another metaphor. That's a wine bottle looking like a bolt. And I discovered that this gear was about the same shape as the cannon, so it made a good platform. So someone better fix that loose cannon there. Um, and then I put all these snow piles out here to kind of cover up some of the stuff. We got a fork in the road is another metaphor. And if you look up here, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, because it's 3 sheets to the wind. And for some reason, window panes glitch out and cover things. It's weird. But yeah, 3 sheets to the wind. So, this is another hard one that people don't get. This very, very icy looking path is supposed to be a slippery slope, because it's a slope and it's slippery. And this poor girl up here has cabin fever. She got the fever. So yeah. So there we go. That is metaphorically speaking. And I really enjoyed making this house. I don't make very many houses for myself, so it was uh nice to make myself something, and something that I really enjoyed. So of course I'm going to um come here to my favorite kitchen ever, and I hope you enjoyed the tour of this house, and hope to see you again in the next one.